Hello, and welcome back to another lockdown chat here on my own, which is kind of strange. It's like a green screen chat to a room. But in reality, when you see the screen now, here's Laurie from Lawries Mechanical Marvels.
Hello, Internet, and how are you all doing in lockdown today? And hello, Matt. Thanks for having us on board.
It's good to have you here, to be honest. It's been a nice, entertaining chat, I hope. With you've got some bizarre things which most normal people wouldn't have, so...
Well, I think that most people qualify them as being problems. Like,
well, you have problems, then you have the machines which are also problems.
That's actually very true, yeah.
Yeah. So for people who aren't necessarily familiar with LMM, there are, what, 4 of you or 5 of you? The numbers keep changing every time I see the show.
Yeah, there's... the key team is 5 of us, but there are there's 2 new guys who have joined recently, who are Ash, who is a plant fitter by trade, and turns out that having somebody, yes, exactly, having somebody who looks at things and goes, oh, you need to do that or this, has been so unbelievably useful. And he came along ages ago because I guess some of you guys saw the video where the internet bought me a digger from a scrapyard.
Yes,
he got in contact.
That's one of my favourites.
I'm so happy with that. I still can't quite believe that happened. I'm looking at it going...
The internet brought you the biggest headache in the world.
I knew it would be bad. I didn't quite appreciate the level of bad it would be. I mean, it was in a scrapyard. I should have, at some reason...
How bad can a £25 scrapyard digger be?
Well, the dump truck, the dump truck's 25 quid. The digger was more than that. The dump truck's great.
Oh yeah, actually the digger was incredible. £25 for a working digger. That's quite remarkable. Actually, the digger was like 275, was it?
The digger was £1,000.
Was it grand? Oh god, yeah. I'm losing track of cheap projects.
And then 25 quid was the little dump truck, and that is possibly the single greatest thing ever.
I wish I needed a dump truck. I wish I'd had space and a need for that thing.
I don't need a dump truck. That's the most important thing we're taking from here. I have absolutely no use whatsoever for a dump truck. It's but I'm finding use for it. And the weekend before lockdown, we borrowed a digger from work because my one currently doesn't work. Yeah. We've got bits missing off it, and apparently not having wheels does rather stop it being useful as a digger.
Is that a problem? Is that a long-term problem?
Until it has a wheel again, yes, it's a very long-term problem.
Like get a big skateboard or something and just tow it on the tiny digger.
Well, my Ash, our plant friend, came along and was like, right, it's leaking from the power steering. That's why the steering's so heavy. I'll refill that for you. And then a couple of hours later, he was like, that all seems to have disappeared. I'll refill it again. And then we kind of walked around it and was like, there's a lot of puddles under this. And basically, every part of the hydraulic steering rack leaks. And then it has the most beautiful bodges on it. You have no idea.
The welded track rod end is a marvel.
I know, it's incredible. Until you actually go, we need to fix this, and realise you need an entirely new thing. And then you go,
It's a hugely expensive, impossible task.
Yes, which is why I've got Ash, because he's like, I can sort that for you. And I go, okay, thank you very much.
It's incredible watching, going from not bodgery, well, maybe bodgery, to his level of actual professionalism. Yes, we can do this with a massive spanner and a huge tool. We can do this. It's quite a remarkable transformation.
It's nice. I mean, you get a lot of confidence from having a group. It's one of the best things about having Matt, Trev, Jeffers and Morgan, is that there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. I mean, Matt is very good. Matt always says that he doesn't have the knowledge to do these things. But he's got he's got an amazing amount of knowledge that he's read, and then if he doesn't know something, he'll go away and research it, and he'll come back and go, I think we do it like this, and then you'll hit a project together and you'll come across something that you don't know, and you go, well, this looks like it should be done like this, and I know that this is this, and then suddenly between the lot of you, you'll go, this makes sense.
I'm kind of envious of you having that little kind of team spirit going on to boost you all up and help out.
It's the best thing about LMM, and it's certainly, I tell the team this all the time, but without the team there would be no LMM. I mean, without those guys, I wouldn't be doing this.
Sat weeping in a shed with a lot of broken machines.
But I mean, to be fair, Matt is responsible for at least 2 or 3 of the things of mine in the shed. So without
the Celica and at least 2 MR2s, isn't he?
Well, one of the MR2s is mine. There's currently his MR2's back on the road, and then 2 MR2s are mine. But he got me 1 car which I haven't revealed to the channel yet.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's his fault. And there's another one that Trev acquired that I can't reveal to the channel yet. We have a couple of vehicles parked up in the shed which are there waiting for us to finish filming with, or something to happen, significant progress to actually reveal them. Which makes a pain in the backside, because it's a space, and then suddenly you're filming a lovely shot and then no, sorry, we've caught.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Good. Put a cover over that. Do it again.
Yeah. Well, the worst ones are when you get into the editing suite, and this is the bane of Matt's life because he does What's Broken Now, because we all have our own projects to edit to, so it doesn't take over all of our lives. And he'll just be like, it was a lovely shot, and the banter was brilliant, and it was really good, and then we saw car, and so I can't use any of it. Great.
Oh no!
Whoops.
Can you find B-roll or some other angle of the shot that you can then go and?
It depends how much there is.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes you forget what's going on. You've got in all the excitement of it, and whoops.
There's only one shot. Yeah, I've got a second channel. I've just started back photography, and the first video I made, I did a sofa in my spare room, and there was like just something in the corner I didn't want to show to the world, and realised it's through the entire video. So nothing I could do. A really bad blur over the entire thing, but I just didn't want to have that in the shot.
We've done that with we've accidentally before shown. There was a contractor at our at the shed. And we caught his van because he was doing some work at one of the other barns that's there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we caught his van and we got this horrendous message off him. I don't want my van being shown on your channel.
Oh,
and
no.
so it's on the Humpty video. There is now the most horrific blurring over it because it's such a big part of the thing, seeing this van. We had to put this big blur over it. But,
it's a working farm where you keep your vehicles, isn't it? So you've always got that worry. Yeah,
so there's always stuff moving up and down and people coming. Well, some people going up and down, but it's an amazing space though. We're so lucky to have that.
You really are, yeah. To have that kind of space for your vehicles to be able to work on, have a 4-post lift as well. That's an incredible
the
thing.
lift was glorious. It's also slightly in the wrong place.
Oh really?
Yeah, we
concreted and bolted down though, isn't it?
Yeah. So where we put it originally, when we dug the holes, drilled the holes through it, a bit of the floor kind of turned into a small crater. So we went, that's all right, we'll move it slightly over to the right, I think we moved it. And I had the chaps who'd found it for me, and they've got their own ramp that I've been to, and they'd acquired it for us. Yeah. So we put it up, and then when we took it to full extension the first time, we found that one of the roof supports, the beam that goes up that holds the whole thing now collides with the roof.
Oh no!
Oh no! And it just stops it from being big enough and high enough for us to double stack on it.
That's really
kind of
annoying.
Being underneath it, we've all now got to be just slightly stooped. It's just.
That is pure LMM though. It's potentially so great, but just slightly hobbled by something really silly.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the potential was there for it to be wonderful.
But it's
and
not
we
quite.
failed. Yeah, which is
that's great.
That is us. But I mean, you're saying about the cameras, like having something and having to blur it out. The worst one we've done, and frequently we do, is something like What's Broken Now. We'll film a long bit of chat for What's Broken Now, and then look and go, oh, the microphone wasn't recorded, or there's again typical elementness. There's one of our batteries for the camera that I'm filming on now. One of them is dodgy. And we keep saying we should mark which battery this is because you'll put it in at like 100%, do a long chat and go back to the camera and be like,
it died.
When did
this die?
Yeah. And most of the batteries, if they shut down, they'll shut down and it will save its recording and you'll go, okay, I said blah, 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 all my vehicles are broken, right, we just need to do that bit. This one particular battery just turns the camera off, so you lose the recording.
It just dies without warning. Normally the camera has a little bit of a warning, and so it's able to stop and save. But if it just kills the power completely.
Yep, and this one just goes dead, and you sit there going, "Oh no, I've got to do a half-hour take again." No.
Everyone remember what they said and where they were sitting.
Yep. No, I think it was on the lemons thing that we did last year with the car challenge around the bonfire. That's what happened there. The battery died there, and it took Matt like 2 or 3 hours of mucking around to try and recover as much of that clip as there was to show the bonfire scene. Because that was like the biggest disappointment of the trip. We were like, oh no, we could have had.
We could have so good.
Yeah, but we're not good at this. I think that's.
Well, it's a hard thing to learn to do on the fly, isn't it? Because there's no training course for becoming a YouTuber. It's just something that you kind of do and figure out as you go along.
Well, I mean, I guess I was really lucky because my background obviously was I started with JM on cars, and so I had a lot of experience that I've been able to just shamelessly rip off from what he did.
Learn from his mistakes,
Yes, precisely. I mean, I was probably the biggest mistake for him, and most of the mistakes on his channel when I was part of it were caused by me.
So he's learned that you are the mistake, and he's now moved you onto your own channel to quietly make mistakes on your own.
Well, I mean, that was never my choice. It was just, he was like, you seem to want to make a bit different content. Here's your own channel. Goodbye. And I was like,
He wanted shiny, new, exciting cars. He wanted broken stuff and trains.
yes, apparently the audiences are not the same.
Really?
I know that's a big surprise, but
Yeah, I'm shocked.
so yeah, that was that was a good move. At the time, I was like, I'm not sure if I want to do this, but it's been so far really good fun. And of course, it's led to the team and buying more vehicles, which possibly isn't the best idea.
2 fire engines now. Is it 3 fire engines?
Two fire engines.
There's not a secret third fire engine you haven't revealed yet, is there?
No, I did before I started the channel. So we're still jam on cars. I had Jupiter the Dennis and Red Roof the Rusty Dodge.
Yeah.
And I did go look at a third one.
Why didn't you buy it? What was the warning sign that was finally loud enough to say don't do this?
Now you appreciate from the state of my vehicle is that had to be quite a giant warning sign.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was me and JM turned up. We took the Lotus Elise up, and it was a Dodge, but it was a small Dodge. So if you imagine, my one's got 3 lockers in the back. This one had 2 lockers in the back. So I thought this would be quite nice. I was thinking of trading out my big Dodge for the little Dodge. And had a look at it, walked around it, and yes, it looks a lot more solid than my one does. It's not rotted, which is a good start.
Which is a good start, yeah.
Does it fire up and run? Yes, yeah. So he fires up. Right, can we go for a drive? No, actually, the drive shaft's missing. Right, but don't worry, we've got it. It just needs 3 bolts either side of it to put it back in, and then it will drive.
And when someone says that when you're selling a car, your first thought is, well, why didn't you do that then?
Precisely. Why haven't you done it? I haven't had the time. Have you not?
Really?
Have you not?
If it's that easy and it's going to make you thousands of pounds more on sale of your vehicle, why haven't you found the time to do that?
Precisely. And it turned out, I think he said that it had broken, and he'd got his. How did he? I don't want to sound disrespectful when I say farmhand friend, but he said it in such a. He didn't say farm mechanic, but he said some kind of more offensive term of that friend.
Right.
He didn't say idiot, but he kind of alluded to idiot.
Yeah.
Welded it up for him.
Right.
And we like, he's he's fixed tractors all his life. It's like, good.
Yeah,
Is he good with drive shafts? I mean, he might be.
Yeah,
but why haven't you put it back in? And so I sent him a message, yep, love the truck, definitely have it, put the drive shaft in so I can drive it away, and it's yours. Yeah. And he never got back to me.
So I guess it didn't work then.
Yes, I imagine so. So that would have been fun. That would have been 3 fire engines, and then I would be totally, I would never be able to do this space again. I would have no space.
No, it would ruin your life. 3 fire engines would ruin your life.
But the upside to that is it definitely then becomes a fleet of fire engines.
Well, yeah, I think 3 is a fleet at that point, yeah.
Yeah, and I think a fleet, you suddenly go, you can walk into places and be like, hi, I've got a fleet of fire engines. Now, if Matt was here, Matt would now interject, or Morgan would go in and go, there's no point because they're both broken.
It doesn't matter. It's still a fleet. Doesn't matter if it works or not.
It's a stationary fleet. Stationary fleet. The worst thing is, and this is to my everlasting shame, there was a fire, I think coming up to somewhere between a year and 6 months ago in the same road as where our shed is.
Yeah.
And you sat there going, it was about 4 houses down, the house caught fire. And you sat there going, there's a fire engine just parked around the corner, but it doesn't work.
Can't even fire the pump up and run a hose along the road.
No, because it was totally dead at that point.
Yeah.
I don't think it had the pump in at that point because we've had the pump taken out and refurbished. So we could have, and it's like, that would have been my absolute local, can you imagine, local hero rushes in with own fire engine, saves house.
Yeah, save the day, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been wonderful. It's like, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity, having the house around the corner catch fire for your own fire engine.
Well, now it's working, you need to go and set fire to something so you can rush in and save the day.
I did when it was working. I was meant to be going to a show up in Norfolk, and they were like, right, we'll set fire to something, we'll put a big bonfire and you can rush in and put it out. And I was like,
okay.
I think it will probably be okay. I've never done that. I kind of want to.
Yeah, nothing nearby can catch fire, can it?
Yeah, it will be in the middle of the arena, it'll be fine. Can it be a little fire, please? I don't.
Maybe it's hard, just to,
We are all idiots. I'm not sure how this will work, but that would be good fun, and I can't wait to get the truck back out on the road. It's just
that would be good. Yeah, that would. Have you got sirens and lights working on it? So if you're on a showground, you can set the blues and brilliant. That's why you want one of these things.
It's so good. The joy, I've done several road rallies. We have one in Ipswich where we ran to the coast in Felixstowe, so it's only about 12 miles, but it's quite a famous local rally. And I think the last time they had like 500 vehicles in attendance. It was mental.
God, that's incredible.
Yeah, and there's a good story with this actually. Jupiter's now taking place twice, I think. It worked for a while and then it broke. And we did this rally and it was lovely. And you sit in the park in Christchurch Park in Ipswich, which is a big park just near the centre of town. You have loads of people wandering around. So yeah, Jupiter sat there, turned the blue lights, and then you leave and there's crowds of people lining the streets. So all the way along the road, it's blue lights and sound the siren going. This is probably fine. It's a vintage appliance. Drive up to Felixstowe. It's a lovely day. Sat by the seaside. I put deck chairs in the side. So we all sat with deck chairs. Lots of people looking at the fire engine.
Superb, yeah.
Was that the year? There was one year we parked up and there were 3 fire engines. There was a beautiful vintage 1950s one. There was my one from 1981, and then there was an American one, and people just made beelines either side of it. It was so It was so upsetting because they just went to the vintage one and then, look at the American one.
And completely ignored the
and
Dennis.
ignored mine. I was just like, the American one had it was like a 20-litre engine or something. It did 2 miles per gallon or something absolute.
Is that one of those massive American La France things on?
Yeah, it was actually used. Apparently, it was a backup engine. Took place. It got called in to help with 9/11.
Oh, really?
Yeah, It had a really interesting history, and the guy brought it over to the UK. It was a magnificent thing.
Fantastic.
So anyway, we got to Felixstowe, parked up, and I'm away from the other trucks. People are looking. People come along. Kids want to get in it. And during the day, a priest walks along and he's blessing vehicles and said, would you like me to bless your vehicle? And I went, that sounds nice. That's a nice little thing to do. Yeah. And so he says a little prayer and may you watch over this vehicle and threw a bit of holy water onto it. How lovely, I thought.
Exploded.
Well, when the day was finished, we went to leave and we stayed a bit later than most people because it was a lovely day and just enjoyed it. Got into it, turned the key and it went... I was like... He's exorcised the demons from it. It doesn't work anymore.
It was just the demons keeping it going.
That was it. And since then, it's had all these problems ever since it got blessed. That's what's killed it.
So it was a curse thing, and the curses were just making the thing run. And now
it seems to be it.
Yeah. So now you're stuffed.
It's been an interesting experience. I broke down with it. I broke down once at the Tesco fuel station. I had a really nice day at Ipswich Transport Museum. They have a fire engine day every year, so I took mine along and gave rides, and it was a lovely day. Yeah. Went on the way back, filled it up with diesel, and the brakes wouldn't come off. I went, that's interesting. Revved it, and it just bang. And it blew the same air pipe that blew more recently when I did the other wedding. I don't know if you know the shame of having to walk into the kiosk and go, hello there, my car seems to have broken. Well, my vehicle seems to have broken on the pump. I can't move it.
We've all been there. More than once, possibly, some people.
I don't know if you have, because there's a very difference between them going, okay, we'll push it out the way, and you're going, no, you won't push it out the way, I'm very sorry.
It weighs 19 tonnes.
Yes, and also the brakes are locked on, and I'm stuck blocking 2 pumps. I'm very sorry.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a new level of shame, isn't it?
It was awful. They were so nice. A big shout out to the Tesco over at Martlesham in Ipswich, because they were so nice. They were like, oh, no worries, how long is it going to be? It's going about 2 hours for a recovery truck. And they were lovely. They came out, they bought me cups of tea and some chocolate bars, and they were like, don't worry about it, it's okay. Yeah. I was like, I am honestly a fireman, honestly. It's a proper fire engine.
Don't shatter the illusion, though. It'd be nice until they realise you're just a chancer with a broken truck.
Yeah, it's been a joy to have, though. The only problem is it's broken so much that when it does eventually run again, and it would have been on the road again if it hadn't been for the current thing that we can't discuss. Because I've got new fuel lines for it to go on. I just haven't installed them, and it would be out on the road. But I need to do so much with it to build my confidence back on with it. It's hurt my confidence so much. Yeah,
when you have a car that just never works properly, you never trust it to go more than to the shops and back. And even then, you're thinking, well, I'll leave an hour either side of the journey just in case.
That was the thing with my Lotus Elite with the V8 in it.
Which everyone forgets you've got, I think, because it never gets seen anymore.
No, well, we've got so many projects at the moment, and that one is. We don't want to do anything else with it until we've got some other stuff tidied up, because that's now the big plan for that. We're going to swap the engine out. We're going to take the big Rover V out out of it,
Okay.
because it generates, I think, 20 more horsepower than the original 4-pot, and weighs about twice as much, and takes up way more room. Admittedly, there is tons of torque, but the problem is it weighs so much it's thrown the weight distribution of the car totally off.
Yeah,
so
those cars are all about the weight and the lack of it, aren't they? So
yeah, precisely.
you need it to be. Yeah.
And it's just not fun. And the engine doesn't sound good. It doesn't run well. So we're going to do a big, more modern upgrade. Put something in there to make it a bit more exciting. Make the car as special as it should be.
So Rover K Series turbo?
No, we're looking at the one UZ the Lexus have.
Right. That'd be good.
It's a V8, and it's a lot smaller, and it's a lot lighter.
I had a ride in a Toyota Celica, a 1977 Celica, with one of those in it, with I think either one massive or twin turbos. I can't remember which one it had, but that was utterly insane. I mean, it spun its wheels up through third gear, I think, and that's a kind of similar weight to the Lotus. So yeah.
Yeah, that is mental. I'm not going to stick a turbo on it. It won't need the turbo. I am pretty aware that I'm going to die in this car regardless. It does not need to be turboed. But that's the plan. We're going to get a strap. Is it the Lexus 400 that's got it in? I know a couple of things.
400 or 430, I think, had that engine.
Yeah, and they're relatively common. They're relatively cheap, so we're going to buy one.
They're normally reliable. I nearly did that to this P6 I'm stood next to. That nearly got one of those V8s, but... Oh,
really? And they sound mental. They sound good. They put in nice exhaust. They sound so good.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it's only cheapness and laziness that made me go for a bigger Rover V8 in the end, just because it bolts straight in without changing anything.
Oh, that does make sense. I mean, which Rover V8 have you got in it? Is it the 3.5 or the...
It came with a 3.5, but it's now got a 4.6 out of a GEMS Range Rover.
Okay, so that's a better engine.
It's a much newer engine. They do suffer from porous blocks, but I had it machined so that it's got good cylinder liners. It's got fast road cam. It's got new Cloys timing gears that's set up for sort of low end acceleration rather than high end, because I don't think I'll be taking up much over 100 very often.
No, definitely not. Never.
Yeah, never that wise in a car this old. But yeah, it's basically I've kind of run out of money and time, so it was going to get
club.
Yeah. It was going to get a manual 5 or 6 speed gearbox, but I've had to go and stick the old Borg-Warner 3-speed back into it again, and it was going to get either a Holly 4-barrel or some fuel injection, but it's just got the old SUs on there for the time being as well. But
there is a big difference between having a running project that you can upgrade and what I've got, which is a load of basically paperweights.
Yeah, that's basically where I kind of hit the conclusion. I've been sitting looking at this engine for the best part of 2 years in pieces because I haven't got enough money to buy the lovely shiny bits I want. And I thought, well, if I just stick it back together as is, I can upgrade it later on. At least I get to see if this actually works or not.
Oh, exactly. I mean, I did have the Lotus working, and one of the best things with the Lotus is I took it out for a drive because I used it fairly regularly, and it broke quite a lot. JM drove it home once, and he can't. It's one of the things I can never understand about JM was he went, I thought I could see steam coming out of the bonnet, but I carried on anyway.
I'll see if it went away or not.
Until it boiled over, and it snapped, the auxiliary drive belt snapped on it, so I lost the water pump.
That's not good. Is that what the problem was? The water pump had gone?
Yeah, it just stopped pushing the water around, so as soon as you slowed down, it just went.
Oh, yeah.
But it's, that Rover V8's basically invincible, so it just cooled it down and drove on. So, but I drove it one time to a local garage, pulled up in it, got out, filled it up, and the attendant, when I went to pay, went, "Oh, that's a lovely car. Oh, my brother used to have one. Oh, I miss it so much. A wonderful car, lovely car." So, oh yeah, this one's quite special. It has got a V8 in it. Went back to it, feeling proud. And have you ever had the sensation when you walk up to your car and you go, "You're not going to start, are you?" And you know it in the very bones.
You're going to really show me up now.
Yeah. Yep, and it would not. It just sat there and went, So I had to give it a push, jump in and bump it and drive away. But it's such a cool car, and I felt so proud of it at that moment to then be you've taken it.
Come on.
But I mean, we took it apart because it had cracking in the front nose of it. It was starting to crack, and we went, right, we need to work out why it's cracking, because it's a fiberglass car. All of it is important for its structure. Yeah. Now that's why we started stripping it in the first half, and then we worked out that it's because the engine's too big. They've mounted the radiator inside the fiberglass rather than chassis rails. And it's the weight of that, and the weight of the engine in the wrong place, and the weight of the radiator is causing the bodywork to crack. So it's the main reason we took it apart, and the main reason we haven't put it back together again. is because it's wrong, and that's the main reason as well for the engine swap is it needs to have something smaller so we can put the radiator back mounted on the chassis rails where it's meant to be, and then patch up the fiberglass, and she should be okay.
Oh, all you got to do, just simply...
Yeah, I mean, that'd be about 2 days' work probably.
I would think so. That's where I started 2 years ago with this engine. I bought the second-hand engine, thought I'll have the old one out this afternoon. I'll have the new engine in back by Sunday night. I'll be... Oh, there's a wasp flying at me. I'll have that back again in no time. I'll be driving by tea time.
That's how it... There's a famous scene in the shed now, which is when I go, oh, it's probably a 5-minute job. Everybody stops and looks at me with a...
Oh, for crying out! Why did you say that?
there's now a thing of a lorry 5-minute job, and there's this is a 5-minute job. A 5-minute job or a lorry 5-minute job? No, this is a 5-minute job.
A real 5-minute job.
Yeah.
See you Tuesday,
I have no concept of time apparently when it comes to these things. So that's a shame. But
I think you need to have no concept of time to take on one of these projects, because if you have a realistic expectation of being done in a short amount of time, you'll be so disappointed in yourself and everything around you that you just give up and stick it on eBay as an unfinished project.
There's a couple of things we've been disappointed with. There's one particular vehicle which is a secret vehicle that should get revealed. Well, the plan was to reveal it like in the next few weeks, but no, we can't get up there to shoot. So I'll have to wait till after this. But there's that, and then there's the Supra, obviously, that kind of turned up, and we were like, this is amazing, and then started looking at it and going, this is rotten.
It's the rustiest car I've ever seen, I think.
It's bad. It's such a shame, because we kind of looked at that, and we were looking for the fuel pump on it, so we started pulling stuff off, just trying to get to wires to check continuity. And just as we started pulling body panels off, you're like, there's not much of this car left.
It's just the wires and the paint holding it together.
Unfortunately, it was that stage, and it seems like the sunroof has rusted and expanded in. So it's like, well, how the hell do you get out of a sunroof that's expanded itself, sealed itself shut? And when the car turned up, we got a Carcoon that was JM on Cars, which we've now kind of
stolen,
kept.
Borrowed.
It's on indefinite loan.
Yes,
I'm not sure if he knows. We'll find out whether or not he watches our videos, because I don't know if he knows it's still there. He's probably looking around his garage going, I wonder where that went.
Well, I had one of those. I'm sure I had one of those things.
Yeah, exactly. And we put it in there because it was so damp. Like, you sat in it and your backside got damp. That's how wet it was in the car. It was unpleasant.
Horrible. Yeah. Stick it in there with a dehumidifier or something just to try and dry it out.
Well, we thought about that and then found the Carcoon to be a far, far better way of sorting things. Yeah, Carcoon's great. It just blows air through it all the time, and it's great for drying it.
If you've seen my videos, you know how many of my cars basically are just mobile swimming pools. Well, I say mobile, they're just swimming pools on wheels that don't move anywhere. There's a massive wasp that keeps buzzing out the garage door here.
Well, I'm indoors, so I'm quite happy.
I thought it'd be a good background to go and stand by the car. But
this is my big problem. I can't get to any of my vehicles. Like I've got my MX outside my house, but because the shed is about 45 minutes, I guess, away from where I am.
That's quite a way. Yeah, that's further than I thought, really.
Yeah, it's a fair old trick. So that's not bad. I mean, for some of us who come from different parts of the UK, for Trev, I think it's getting on towards being an hour and something getting up there.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a lot of dedication from the team to come up there. It's cool.
So yeah, when they finally look back in their lives and in the therapy sessions, they can identify the point where basically everything went wrong for them in their world.
They'll be able to see that very moment there, and they'll go, this here, that's where it all went wrong.
It was that man. We can send him the bill for this therapy.
Oh no, don't give them ideas. Don't give them ideas.
Sorry, we'll cut that bit. Yeah.
I think they enjoy it. It's something that's interesting, having all of us with hardwires with different tastes and different likes. And most of the time we all kind of come together and kind of find common ground. And then you have things like Morgan, when I bought the dump truck home, just looking at me going, you have a serious problem.
He didn't get that at first, did he? Has he come around to it though? Now he's seen it in use, sort of fixing the floor and putting the tent up and things. Has he come around to that?
More. I don't think he would say that it's a good idea. I don't think he'd go anywhere near that it's a good idea or it's an insensible thing to buy. Yes, but it's less of a bad idea, and it does work. And at the moment, that's a rather sore point that most of my stuff doesn't work.
And it's handy having something that can tow stuff as well. So
yes, it's very useful. I mean, especially when because recently we've stolen some wheels off somebody else's tractor and put them on one of my tractors, so I've got a tractor back again. Yeah. But it's very useful just having a vehicle that can pull things in and out of the shed. Stops you having to push.
That is so handy. That, I think, would be my argument for buying a little Massey Ferguson or an old Fordson or something that I could then tow stuff around the drive, because the only things I own with tow bars are both broken. So
it's great having them actually for that. And occasionally we've got we tow various things with it and move things around for our landlord occasionally with it.
Yeah.
And it's just something I've always wanted. My dad has had a nursery, so I used to go up and drive tractors. So I think it's like a thing that I've always enjoyed are tractors.
Yeah.
And I kind of always wanted to. And the real sad thing was he had I think it was an International that they found in a barn and they put into use on the farm.
Yeah.
And I kind of always wanted it, and I eventually worked up the courage, having left working there and doing other stuff, to say, do you still have that old tractor? I'd love to have an old tractor. And he was like, oh, why didn't you ask last week? I sold it this week.
Oh, no.
But I mean, the 35 that I've got, that one, that was in the shed as long as I've known Jeffrey. I've known Jeffrey since sixth form, so I've known him over a decade now. And we used to have parties at his house because it was lovely.
Yeah, and there's a tractor there. So.
And so he'd take us. We'd go out and all bundle into a car, and he'd take us up to the shed, and where his racing cart was, and he'd kind of like show us, I race karts. It's my racing cart, and I went, oh yeah. What's that tractor?
Yeah, the lovely racing car, but tell me more about the tractor.
Yeah, and it's basically, I've been wanting that tractor for about a decade, and it kind of was like, oh, we should do something with that tractor. And he came back from university, so I'll tell you what we could do. Let's restore that tractor over the summer, you and me, and then we'll take it to shows.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Nah, I don't really want to do that. I'm not really into diesels. Okay. And then kind of turned to who my now landlord and was like, if you ever want to sell it, let me know.
Yeah.
And then a bit more of, can I buy it?
Yeah.
And then we kind of moved into the shed and did a big tidy up and kind of cleared around it and was like, right, either can I buy the tractor or I'm going to move it over onto your side.
Yeah.
And I got the tractor and I was very, very happy with the tractor.
Fantastic. So you're the tractor fiend, and then Morgan is more into kind of fast luxury Euro cars and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can go down with breaking it all down into groups is Morgan likes luxury and speed. So the BMW is Morgan's absolute perfect. He loves his car, and to be honest, it's lovely. It drives really well and it's comfortable. Then Matt really likes the Japanese. Yeah. And particularly Toyotas, but
anything
a lot of Japanese cars. Yeah, and the retro, I think he loves the 80s.
Yeah.
And then Jeffers likes, karts and open seat races and things like that. And then Trev likes weird stuff, like French and Japanese, and anything weird and unusual, particularly underpowered stuff.
Okay, the less power you've got, the better.
Yeah, well, I mean, Morgan's starting to come around to this idea that you can have a lot more fun going fast in a slow car than you can have going slow in a fast car.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Trev likes utter rubbish. I mean, even cars that I look at and go, nah, mate, I don't get it. There's a lot of cars he brings out that you go, yes, that's awesome, I love it. And there's some stuff you're like, what?
Why?
That?
Yeah, well, sorry.
And then I just like vehicles, like
just
cars.
anything at all. Even if it's not on the road, even if it's on rails, but you're the only one who has like a train love going on, as far as I can tell.
Yes, there's very much only me. So I took Matt with us when I went to Belgium recently, and because we just got the MR2 working and he wanted to do a road trip. In fact, that was part of the motivation getting that together, was to do a continental road trip with it.
Something exciting and foreign, yeah.
Well, exactly. It was good fun. But he did kind of say, after going to Belgium to shoot trains, that if I could ask somebody else next time, that might be better.
That's a very polite way of saying I'm never doing that again, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a very polite way. He said, if you can't get anybody else, he'll come.
And I'm not on fire.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was on fire that day.
I don't think he enjoyed it as much as I did. Although there was the owner of the locomotive I was on now wants an MR2, because we were sat waiting at a red signal, and Matt was doing some filming of us going past. And we sat there.
Yeah, you could hear it racing by in the background, couldn't you?
Yeah, and the steam engine's making noise, like it's a lot of noise. All you hear is
yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And of course, they don't on the continent. On the continent, they don't have modified cars.
No, there's really tight restrictions in a lot of countries, aren't there?
Yeah, and so like the MR2 stands out normally because it's becoming quite a rare car, and Matt's is loud.
Yeah.
But on the continent, it was like uber rare. It was proper. Yeah, people turned heads looking at it. It was cool. I mean, it is cool, but it was really cool.
Really, really cool. Yeah, because to get the similar kind of thing, most of them go for, what the hell was that? Something metal just fell from the ceiling on me. They must use American cars, don't they? Because that's the only way they can get like a big loud exhaust out on a standard vehicle. Let's go for something American.
Yeah, the Americans have a very different way of doing everything when it comes to cars.
Yes, it's true, yeah. Actually, I'd forgotten, I was going to say, you've been to America for your many, many trips.
Yes, we've had a couple of comments which is brilliant, going, how do you afford to go to America so much? No, guys, we did it all in one chunk.
Yeah, I didn't go lots of times. One time for a week, drove everything.
I think we were out there 3 weeks, and I got basically a year's worth of content out there.
Yeah, I think people don't quite understand that we film stuff and then put it out later on, because my Roots Garage walk around thing, we're exploring an old car dealership. Someone commented that was a good use of your lockdown trip or something. That makes basically insinuating I've been out during the lockdown to explore.
Yep.
So, no, this is filmed weeks ago. In fact, released weeks before.
We had one, so we did a video, which, because our Sunday videos are quite often a lot more kind of up to date. Yeah. We did a video we're going to America, and then next Sunday we're not going to America. And then the video that followed that on Thursday was a video of our Belgian trip. Well, it's taking the MR2 out for a trip, and one of the first comments was, we just said you're not going to America, so how stupid are you for going to Europe? Like, no, this happened before.
Yeah. Please be aware, we filmed this.
Yeah, which is
it's hard to explain sometimes.
Yeah, because your background, of course, being in media, in actually doing reviews and working with vehicles, then my background was with JM on cars, and then before that I studied film. Yeah. So it's kind of it all makes sense, and it's kind of like a lot of
this is normal. I mean, although you do it with far more level of planning than I do, and I only did a bit of last minute panic planning when it became apparent we were going to have a lockdown. I started filming things for content. Normally I'm working very much hand to mouth, but only a few.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of channels that are like that, who have said, I've got maybe a month's worth of content and that's it, and you're seeing a lot of the content changing on a lot of other YouTube channels. I mean, this is a lovely talk, but this is a bit of different
something we
content.
Not normally do. Yeah, I was hoping to come up and actually sort of meet you guys in person and visit you in the shed at some point. But this is a nice...
we'll definitely make that happen. Yeah. We've got stuff planned, haven't we? We've got a lot of stuff planned.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to, guys. After the other side of this,
is lots
me
planned,
and him.
Yeah.
But it's quite nice, and we're saying to the team, it's kind of nice as well for us. We're still kind of not quite aware kind of how big this channel's become in such a short time. It's still very we're like, what's going on? Yeah. So it's really nice when there's other established YouTubers like yourself who come and talk to us about stuff. It's like, we're part of this. Yeah,
this is a real family. It's a network of creators.
It's really nice. Yeah. It's really nice. I mean, the YouTube community so far, with everyone that we've dealt with, it's been really nice. It's really good.
It is. It is very supportive internally. It's great actually to meet other people and talk to people. And I met you guys through the Santa Pod trip last year, and
that was great fun.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I'm still in contact with the guy who bought the Hyundai for me, because he's actually a friend.
Oh, really?
Who I know him because he contacted me as a viewer of the channel, and I reviewed his Austin Maestro, and again his modern BMW 5 Series just recently. And he bought that coupe off me because he was after a Rover Tomcat, but we couldn't find one, and then that was for sale, and he thought, it's a close second best, because spiritually the Hyundai coupe felt so much like the Rover coupe in the way it's laid out, the way it's constructed, even the way the seatbelts fitted on. He bought that, but he's actually lent it to a friend for the time being because he's got nowhere to keep it, and the friend needed a car in a hurry. So that's just doing daily car duties for a friend of a friend now.
We still don't know how we managed to do that fuel economy. We have no idea how that works.
I think there must have been a return line that had lots of fuel in it that dumped back into...
Matt at the end of it was like, we must have worked something out, and we've gone through it again, and we're like, something's definitely wrong somewhere.
It can't have done that economy.
It can't have done it. It cannot. There's no way it's done. And also, if you watch the Lemons trip, we did our own fuel economy, and Matt was like, well, it's going to be fine, and then lost the fuel economy to every pack. And I was like, something's definitely... On the other hand, we did legitimately cause on Google Maps.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
I was in my NX, leading Matt doing, I think, make a sub 50 miles an hour on an A road, a single carriageway A road, and Google Maps.
It was sub 30 miles, like 28 miles an hour, and there was a tailback,
And
which I
Google
was
Maps
stuck in.
came up with, there is a traffic delay, you might want to reroute. I'm like, that's me.
Hello! Because that was an awkward thing on that, because that NX kept turning up in the background and you hadn't revealed it on the channel yet.
No, because it was for Lemons, which were, so we did. That's
Oh, that's so funny.
poor car.
Oh, dear.
It turned up in a load of railway videos, and in the before that, you could just see it parked in car parks.
Yeah.
It took about 3 or 4 of my Lorry Goes Loco railway series. You're just like, there's a blue car there.
Yeah.
That's quite good fun.
That's a rare car. Gosh, it's a coincidence that rare little Nissan keeps turning up nearby wherever Lorry goes.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? It just appears places.
There's only 4 in the country. Every time Lorry parks, there's one nearby.
Strange, but I did when we were going to a railway. I pulled up with my cameraman Ben, who's the chap who comes with me to do railway stuff, because he likes his railway stuff. He likes his old cars, so he's got I think a Mark II Fiesta. So he likes his cars, but he likes railways.
Yeah.
And we pulled up to go get a Mackie D's. So it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're heading off. And it went, my God, I'm like, what? And there's another NX, and parked up. So pulled up, and this chap was eyeing us suspiciously, and so we pulled up next door to it, and he came out, and he owned another NX.
Wow.
And so I didn't know there was another one in Suffolk. I went, no, neither do we. So we talked NXs.
Yeah.
And they are weird cars.
Yeah, I saw one
weird cars.
on another friend's Facebook page at a garage somewhere in the east of England, and put a picture of his own car outside a garage, and there's a blue NX just like yours in the car park. And I had a sort of comments like, what town are you in right now? Because I wonder if my friend's nearby where you are right now. And it's like,
No, I've never seen another blue one. This was another colour one, and we saw one when we were in Belgium in a scrapyard, and those are the 2 other ones I've seen in the wild.
Did you stop in the scrapyard and try and rescue bits of it?
No, because at that point mine didn't need anything, and also we were basically rushing getting towards steam trains, because steam trains.
Yeah, I know. I've got bad experiences of doing that kind of thing. I used to have an Alpha 156 as a work car, which is actually the most reliable car I've ever owned. Which is fantastically good car. But one time,
they're cool cars.
Yeah, I wanted one ever since they came out. I wanted one, and when they finally stopped making them, I bought one on the last day, basically. But I was on a trip up north with a work friend, and we were driving back down the A14 or the A1, and there's a scrapyard you could see from the dual carriageway, and there's a Lockheed Lightning on top of the pile of scrap, as in the old jet fighter plane. And
I think I know where that is. I think I've driven.
I think it's pretty quite well known, but we'd never seen it before, and so we both went, we've got to go and look at that. This is about 5:30, they'll be closing in 5 minutes, so we quickly run around there. We can do that and get back on our way, because we're still about 4 hours from home at this point.
Oh God.
And so we turned off the motorway. We're trying to navigate by sort of scent and lack of good sense to try and work out where we're going.
I sense the scrap over that way.
Yeah, but we got off, found like a tiny lane which we thought went in the right direction, and we're going about 50ish on this tiny lane, which is about as fast as you can realistically go, or probably faster than you should realistically be going. And suddenly the lane stopped being tarmac and became dirt and lumpy. And as I was just tapping the brakes thinking this is going to end badly, there was a bash and it ended badly. And and a rock, basically the road had kind of fallen away on the tyre section and risen up on the centre section, and it punched a hole in the sump of the car. And so I just hit the brakes and turned the key off as the oil light came on. And
we live here now.
yeah, basically exactly that. So we pushed the car back into the side of the track, so tractors could get by, with this massive trail of oil behind it. Rung the AA, who said they'd be like an hour or so, and we could see a pub across 2 fields, so we walked off to the pub. We're not driving the car tonight, let's have a pint. And
that's a good adventure, though.
It was a good adventure. I actually found, looking through the video I put out yesterday of this Black Rover and its history, I was searching an old Mac I found in the loft, and I actually found a photo of that event of me stood next to a pile of oil on a dirt track, and we never found the Lightning.
Oh, that's awful. I think the closest I've come to that was when me and JM did the Scrappage Rally for the first time. We went to Romania, and the plan was to donate the cars to worthy causes over there and fly home. One of the guys had bought an Audrey Quattro, and it'd been covered in fake turf and had a plant box on the roof, and was called the Floptro.
Yeah, typical Scrappage Rally type thing, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And when we got there, the guy, he was kind of lamenting that he hadn't had a chance to drive it off-road. And our host was like, well, I have this field if you want to drive around there. So we all blasted into this field,
Yeah.
and it was kind of a level field, then big, steep, pretty much 45 degrees. And so everybody took it a turns getting up there. And we had a Toyota Privia, I think, the mid-engined people carrier.
Thing, like Hoovie's got.
Yeah, and I mean, me and JM loved that car. We converted it into a camper. We slept in it. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
But the thing I drove it around in the bottom bit, and then decided I'd try and get up this steep slope, which is very steep.
Yeah.
When I turned around on it, the whole thing almost tipped over. That's how steep it was, like scary steep.
Yeah.
But the thing I didn't realise that was separating these two fields was a ditch.
Oh no.
And
Oh god. I can see where this is going already.
To give you an idea of the scale, this field is about half a mile long, and then there is the ditch, and then it goes up quite steeply. The resulting bang from the rear suspension was heard by everybody, and I could hear the as everybody cringed.
Yeah.
And so I kind of abandoned my attempt and just limped it back, parked it off, and that was the last we ever drove this poor thing. But I don't know what I did to the back of that car, but I've never heard such a bad noise.
Oh, that's not good.
It was bad. It was so bad.
So funny. Oh dear. Well, I'm going to pause this point right now because we've been on this for about 3/4 of an hour or so. But what we'll say, we'll carry on this conversation tomorrow on LMM,
on my channel,
Lawries channel. So I'll put a link in the description below. So if you're not already following, if not, why not? You can find it and tune in tomorrow morning, where you'll find us continue blattering on about silly old cars and possibly trains and other mistakes we've made in our lives, which is basically old cars and trains.
That's basically my life. It could go down to this is a giant mistake. So yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. And if you haven't already, well, they're on your channel, so if you haven't already checked us out, come check us out. And I'll reverse this plug later. I was about to say, if you haven't already checked out Matt, come check out his channel. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's on your channel already.
Watch this channel.
I'm not very good at this.
This is very confusing right now. We're in different parts of the country, not even looking at each other right now, so it's very confusing.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure how this will come together.
No.
Right. Cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this random chat.
Yeah, stay safe,
and
everyone.
check us out tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
And stay safe.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.